Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Sever7, and today we are checking out the Ferra Monster Spectrum. And that's with the ultimate goal of seeing if it's worth adding to your collection or your daily carry rotation. Now, this did come by way of the Lefty Pass-Around group, and it does go back to them after this review. This was designed and OEM'd by Ferra Monster. And jumping right into it, we've got this really nice red canvas micarta. Very grippy. So you're going to feel locked in while you're using this knife. We have blacked out hardware on the front and the back. We have a blacked out deep carry wired pocket clip. We do have kind of this proprietary looking pivot screw, but on the back it's a T8. Every screw is a T8 except for the pocket clip screw, that's a T6. Overall, a very handsome knife, but it's low key, right? It's subtle. It's not super flashy. It's not going to have everybody oohing and eyeing to how cool your knife is. But I like it. I think it's a good, laid back, subtle but still kind of refined look to the knife. Now, as far as the ergonomics go, very comfortable knife. Everything's been knocked down. There's no harsh points, no harsh edges. Everything's been chamfered. We do have a very nice kind of scallop out right here on both sides, just to add a little extra comfort. I wear large size gloves. I can hammer fist it if I need to. And then the spacing works out great for my size hands. I can fit right in here, perfect amount of room, and then my 3 fingers fit right here. With this like second swoop, I guess I'll call it. But overall, very comfortable. Even if I white knuckle it, I'm not getting any hot spots. I can feel the pocket clip, but it's not a hot spot. I just know it's there. But overall, very comfortable knife, very good ergonomics. Now jumping over here to the blade, we have basically a full flat grind. It goes all the way up here, and then it tapers down a little bit with this swedge. Very good looking swedge. As you can tell, I'm a big fan. So with the geometry of this blade, this is going to be really well balanced between any poking tasks that you need to do, any dog or cat food you need to, get into. But with this high hollow, it's going to be. I mean, it feels so thin behind the edge. This is like the thinnest hollow I think I've ever felt. If I didn't know any better, I keep saying hollow. It's a flat grind. I apologize. I was going to say if I didn't know any better, I would think it's a hollow grind, but it's actually a full flat grind. But I mean, this thing's been great for slicing, opening boxes. I think I even tore down a small Amazon box with it. And I mean, the thing just performed insanely well. So good. We are rocking 154 cm with a really nice black stonewash finish. I almost did 14C28M, but I was like, wait a second. No, I'm pretty sure it's 154. It is 154 cm. But yeah, I mean, overall, geometry wise, very functional, good fit and finish on it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the handle. It's simple, but it's definitely going to get the job done, and it's definitely good EDC. Now, the star of the show for this knife, and you guys know I'm not a big fan of crossbar locks. The star of the show for this knife is going to be the action. They've managed to do something here that I'm not exactly sure how they're doing it, but it's not something that I've noticed with a lot of crossbar locks. So my biggest complaint for a crossbar lock is the even distribution of pressure from down here to up here, right? So with a traditional liner lock or a frame lock, you immediately have to overcome, I don't know if you heard that, but my stomach's grumbling. You have to overcome with a normal frame lock the detent ball the lock bar pressure, and the weight of the blade. And you overcome all of that pretty instantly, like right about here. You've overcome that and the blade's launching open. Well, with crossbar locks, you don't have a lock bar to add pressure. You also don't have any sort of a detent ball. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but there's no detent ball. And then the weight of the blade is assisted with the springs. So that's why people say crossbar locks tend to have like mushy action. However, what Ferra Monster has done here is they have somehow front loaded all of the spring tension, right? Because with the crossbar lock, that's the only thing you have to overcome is spring tension and technically the weight of the blade, even though it's assisted by the springs. So they've made it to where this knife has a good amount of spring tension all the way until right here. And then right here it breaks and it flies open. So just like with a frame lock, all of your pressure is right here and then it snaps open. So very satisfying, very frame locky, liner locky feeling, just with the way they set this pressure up. And it's a lot of pressure from here to here. But then once you break that, it's the easiest, lightest blade ever. So instead of having tension, like low tension, low tension, low tension, low tension, this is tremendous tension, nothing, just like a frame lock would be. So the action on this thing has been really, really nice. And check this out. Normally, crossbar locks don't swallow the blade back up so intently as this one does. Typically with a crossbar lock, you just have kind of medium tension and then the blade will kind of pop into place. But with this one, it sucks it right back up. So that kind of tells you this is where the spring tension kicks in. And that's a lot. That's a lot of force. So all of that just adds to a very crispy, satisfying, frame lock like detent. So, like I said, I don't know exactly what they're doing to cause this. I don't know if it's, the way they tune their springs or if there's something else at play here. But the action is very enjoyable. And the acoustics, they have good acoustics going up and going down. It's very satisfying. All forms of deployment work, whether it's the reverse flick or the thumb flick. I can almost reverse flick it. Ooh. One more try. Oh. Okay. Not quite. A little too much tension to reverse flick it off the blade. Maybe some people can get it. It wasn't me. I'm not that guy. Now let's talk about some specs. Overall, we're looking at 7.56 inches, a blade length of 3.31 inches, and a blade to handle ratio of 0.78. Now, anything above 0.7 is acceptable. The closer you are to 0.8, the better, because that's when you start to get like kind of a 50-50 Shirogorov style look. So at 0.78, this is doing fantastic. Now, a few size comparisons. We'll put it up against the milled aluminum Civivi Brazen. This is the third best Civivi ever made, next to the Visions. And we're coming in, I'd say about an inch shorter. Now let's put it up against the Real Steel Sylph. And it looks like we're coming in maybe a third of an inch bigger than the Real Steel. And then battling for my favorite budget knife of the year, because another contender appeared, the Migron Gotov. And it looks like we're coming in about a solid 1.5 inches bigger than the Migron Gotov. All right, now what's the price on this bad boy? So this knife comes in at $114. So what are we getting for 114 bucks? Well, we're getting 154 cm, we're getting red canvas micarta, and we're getting some of the best crossbar lock action that I've experienced. I mean, the Kraken is still at the top, but you know, I almost didn't want to review this because it was a crossbar lock, and I was like super ready to be disappointed by it. But I am thankful that I pulled this out of the box and started messing with it, because I mean, I was immediately taken aback. You know, I fidget any knife I'm carrying, and normally it's kind of a bummer with crossbar locks because the action just isn't that great. So I would have to carry like another knife that I wanted to fidget with if I was reviewing a crossbar lock. In this case, though, I didn't have to. I was perfectly content fidgeting with this while watching TV, watching movies. Like, you know, if I was just chilling, trying to annoy those around me, I didn't need anything else. So yeah, for what you're getting at 114 bucks, although I think that's an odd price, I think it's more than a fair price, because Ferra Monster, they're one of those companies that while they can make less expensive knives, like they have knives that are closer to 300 bucks, this would be on the lesser expensive side of Ferra Monster. Their quality of build doesn't change. So this feels, even though it's got more budget-oriented materials, this feels a lot more premium than what you would expect for 114 bucks. Not only that, but I feel like a lot of companies, you know, try to, you know, at this price range, kind of stick to 14C 28N. And I love 14C. I mean, I'll take that on any of my knives. But my understanding is that 154 cm is like a step above. And I think most people would agree with that. So the fact that we're getting 154 cm, red canvas micarta, and amazing action, yeah, this is definitely worth 114. Now, if you plug in my code S7, just the letter S and the number 7, you get 10% off, which would drop this by $11.40, putting it just a hair over 100. And I think that's an even better deal, right? I mean, we're not cutting the price in half or anything, but getting down to about 112.60 is fantastic, and I'm pretty sure they have free shipping on top of that. So yes, this is a very recommendable knife. I think if you're okay with crossbar locks, I think you'll pick this up and you'll love it. If you're not okay with crossbar locks, this one might be the one to redeem them for you. So for me, this would be an all-day, everyday carry. This would not be a collection piece. I would use and abuse it. I mean, with this, you know, stonewash, this black stonewash finish, it's going to take, you know, it can stand up to some abuse. And overall, it's just a comfortable, easy, good-looking, not necessarily budget, but lesser expensive Ferra Monster knife. And I'm here for it. I think they do incredibly good work. And I've never had a knife from them that I didn't like. So, yeah, highly recommendable. But, you know, what is this for you? Is this something that would go into your collection? Is this a daily carry? Or did this knife just completely miss the mark for you altogether? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear what you guys think about this knife. Outside of that, if you guys liked the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Link for this knife will be down in the description if you're interested in checking it out. And until the next time, guys, peace.